Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Xochitl. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all of my videos, beauty, lifestyle, a little bit about my weight loss journey, and more. Today I wanted to film a quick beauty video. Some of you guys have been asking for a mask makeup tutorial. It's been a little bit tricky kind of going out. You want to, do your makeup, but we've got the masks, which I highly believe you should wear for your safety, for everybody's safety. Let's do our parts. So how do we do that with makeup? I wanted to do my rendition of my mask makeup tutorial for you guys, and honestly mine is very simple, very quick, because a lot of times too when I am wearing my mask, I am out, and specifically I like to stick outdoor social distance gatherings in general, and a lot of the times, especially in the summertime, it's been very, very hot, or sometimes you might run into rain. So here's what I would do, or what I do for my mask makeup tutorial, and we're gonna start with a primer, and specifically the primer that I want to use because of the heat, but then also because I want my makeup to just grip onto my face as much as possible, is gonna be the Milk Makeup. This is their Hydro Grip, I was gonna say concealer. This is their Hydro Grip Primer. I love this one. This is like my summer heat proof primer to begin with. Like, I have worn this on really, really hot days, and it just feels like I've got a little AC underneath my foundation, and it really just grips that on. And I feel like, especially if you're gonna put a little bit amount of makeup under right here where the mask would be, to that area does tend to get sweaty as well. So I really want as much as my foundation just to stick on my face as opposed to on my mask, because we are going to wear a mask, but then maybe you want to go out and eat patio, or maybe you want to have a little picnic outside too. Kind of want to take off your mask a little bit just to eat and stuff. So if you're going to be taking on and off, or if you're just going to be leaving it on the whole time, this will kind of help it stick more to your face than to your mask. But in general, just kind of, you're gonna get something on your mask. This is to kind of help minimize that issue altogether. Oof. That feels good. It almost feels like sticky, like that really is gonna grip onto my face. So it's gonna let that sink in there. The foundation that I want to use is my CoverGirl Outlast Active Foundation. This foundation is really, really great to not only stay on your face, but like sweat proof too. I did a video testing this out at the gym, and my face looks good. The coverage was great, but then also I feel like the lasting power, normally I would feel like my foundation just dripping down my face. This did a really great job. This one is an 845 warm beige, so I've tanned a lot, so hopefully, I think this is my skin tone color. This was my tan color, but compared to my arms, it's looking a little light, so hopefully this will work for my face. I'm like 3 different colors right now. So let's do that. And ooh, I messed up a little bit, but I'm not gonna do a second layer, honestly. Maybe on my top face. I meant to put everything on the top, but if I'm gonna add extra coverage, it's gonna be this half up, and really just minimize how much I'm gonna put on the bottom. Or honestly, my skin's been doing pretty well. I was doing an Instagram video, and somebody's like, hey, your skin looks really good. I was like, you know what, you're right. But I feel like in general, the keto has been really good for my skin. I've been very hydrated. If anything, I have broken out on the bottom because of, wearing your mask, whether with makeup or not. So I feel like I just need a very light layer. If anything, I'll probably I'm not gonna do, normally I like coverage, but if I'm gonna do coverage, I'm just gonna keep it on the top. Really no need on the bottom. So in the center of the forehead, I feel like this combination of foundation and primer, it's gonna work really nice together. Especially if you're gonna be out in the heat. Ooh-wee. I really want to press that in. And now I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to take my CoverGirl True Blend. This is their Undercover Concealer. I love this one, which is in the shade Perfect Beige. So it gives me a little bit more of a highlighting effect now that I'm tan. But normally this is probably like my regular skin tone. Not highlighting anything down here. And you can do a little bit on the forehead. and not bringing it down too far as I normally would. And just blending it in. Here, I really want to blend in all the products. I don't want like, I don't want to say gunk, but you know. I want to make sure that's pressed into the skin. And I'm just going to use this for my lids because honestly, I've been just very minimal in general, especially if you're going to be out in the heat. I'm not trying to do too much on my eyes because especially with like that face mask, like you can feel the heat just everywhere. So I like to keep it simple. If you want to play it up, go for it. But I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm just happy to see you and I'm here, so. Right away, I'm going to go in with my NYX HD setting powder, finishing powder, and I'm just going to take that on my sponge. You can use a brush, and we're just going to press in our concealer. Make sure that bad boy sticks on there. And rub that into our lid one more time. Make sure we're not creasing, and we're going to set that as well. What I'm going to set to is just my smile lines, because those like to go wild. And I feel like because I tend to like to use more dry skin friendly foundations, they can tend to be a little bit dewy, so I'm specifically, this is why I'm using my Fit Active one, and we'll probably be setting that with powder. You don't want to use a foundation that's going to be too dewy, too luminous, because that's definitely going to rub off on your mask. Like I'd rather, if anything, like the powder kind of rub off over like the actual foundation, because that's going to be a pain to get off and clean off. Next, do your eyebrows. Honestly, this is going to make the biggest difference whether you do just like a slight grooming. I still have not done my eyebrows since March. I've been trying to keep up with plucking them. I think I might have too soon. But what have people done? Because like I know normally I do threading, but you know, I don't know. Will I try waxing? I don't know. What have people done with their eyebrows? How has the experience been? I haven't done it yet, but I think we might need to do it soon. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim because honestly, all you're going to see is like the top bar of your eyes and your eyebrows. So if you're going to do anything, here's where it can make the biggest difference with your eyebrows. Like it just makes you look made up. Maybe if you don't even want to wear foundation or anything, just do your brows, some mascara. But you know, I want to be somewhat blended, but I try to keep minimal product at the bottom. So we get a quick run on the eyebrows. All I'm going to do for the eyes is take my bronzer. This is the Milani Silky Matte Bronzer in the shade 02 Sunkissed. And I'm just going to add a little contour, a little dimension to my eyes. The setting powder is just going to act as like on my base there. And just kind of run through that. Just to add a little something. You can totally just go in straight with mascara, or if you want to do lashes, but oof, if it's hot out, girl, just do some mascara. Next, what I'm gonna do is, honestly, I'm just gonna use mascara because it is a hot one out there, and it has been lately, and even hotter and sweatier with that face mask. But specifically, I'm gonna use a, what do you call it, waterproof mascara. So this is the Maybelline, the Colossal Big Shot Mascara, and I love this one. It definitely volumizes, so it gives you that nice little lift, but I specifically want to use waterproof just so that my mascara is not melting off and dripping down my face. But as you can see, a difference. It really opens up your eyes. You can probably leave it like this, but I'm sorry, I need some dimension on my face, even if you're gonna see it minimally. But if I happen to have to, you know, go out and eat and take off my mask a little bit, we need a little bit of a bronzer. So I'm gonna take that Milani, that Sunkissed bronzer, and I mean, especially, I'm gonna have it where I normally would on the high parts, and just keep it minimal at the bottom. But sorry, I need a little bit of hint of that in the case that we do. Let's just sneak a peek as to what's underneath there. If you're eating, picnicking, we're gonna do that, at least on the top part. It's just who I am as a person. Sorry, I need to do it. If you want to put any powder, I would kind of say lightly, kind of do it around here. I'm going to use just a little bit of that e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder that I normally use, and just a dual fiber brush. Honestly, like really light. I'm just setting around the perimeters of my face. I feel like that foundation does a pretty good job of setting itself, so not too much needed, but in case it's feeling a little bit tacky, maybe if you have more normal to oily skin. Next, normally if you're here on my channel, you know I cannot finish a makeup look without adding some Max Fix Plus for that luminosity. But once again, I don't want to have that stickiness around my face. And I feel like especially if I'm going to be out and about, like my natural oils will just kind of give me that glow. But what I do want is for this face to stay intact. So I am going to use my Milani Make It Last setting spray. It doesn't necessarily give me that dewy or luminous kind of look. It just kind of helps lock everything in place. If you want to skip this step, that's fine. But especially if you're going to kind of be out for a while, longevity wise, I'm just going to do a light layer of this. And definitely want to let that kind of sink in before you put anything on. Don't like put your mask on bright as it's still wet, obviously. Honestly, because I personally just don't really care too much. This makes me feel a little bit more put together. Honestly, if anything, the brows and the lashes is like, whoo, we're looking okay. But if you are someone who is like, I need a lipstick, I would highly recommend going with a matte liquid lipstick. Try to get something that's definitely kiss proof. Also, preferably something that's more of a neutral color. Because let me tell you, I have had matte lipsticks, but when they're those really bright colors, and in the case, you know, that you want to keep your mask on like that, eventually with that heat is going to kind of smudge everywhere, as opposed to if it's a more natural color, more neutral tone, it's not going to look as crazy kind of everywhere. So I would recommend that, something, you know, just pretty low-key neutral. So I'm just going to go in with Colourpop's matte liquid lipstick in the shade Fuego. Normally, I would just be like, I can go like this. Maybe use your favorite chopstick that has a little hint of tint. Highly recommend, do not do a lip gloss. That is just a waste. But try to do something that's going to dry down matte. So, you know, if you're kind of putting your mask back on to eat, putting it, you know, keeping it on, stuff like that, it's going to be a little bit less bothersome. Just a hint of color, and honestly I feel like I'm not doing like the extra layer that I normally would. Just let that sit there, and or honestly maybe even just use a little bit of like liquid blush if you want to, just kind of get a pout. But I personally would just say skip it all together. But you know, if you want to look a little bit put together, go ahead, add a little bit, so that way if it does fade, it fades a little bit more naturally. Now for your face mask, honestly I would recommend just having a nice cute little collection, because you know, after a while, one, for bacteria reasons, you want to switch it out. You want to at least wash it, or in general, just like, I don't want to wash a mask every single night. So it's nice to have a little variety. You can find some really cute ones on Etsy, Amazon, just different stores. One of my favorites is this one if you are in the Chicago area. So this one is made by La Carnalita. You should follow her. She is from Pilsen. So beautiful mask. So this little sarape design. They come in different colors. I got one for me and Frankie though. I was like, dang, I should have gotten a more colorful one. But I was like, I just get another one. So this is my nice kind of neutral one. And there you have it, a nice quick simple mask and makeup tutorial. If you want, just put foundation up here. But you can still see a little bit of where my contour comes through. But focus on the eyes, focus on the eyebrows, and you will be good to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy mask and makeup tutorial. If you want to see a little bit more intricate on the eyes, let me know. We can do another one, maybe match it to the face mask. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all next time.